right, everybody, what's going on? I am Lane Fobbs, and this is the Bearkat Bites pre-game show. This is actually just really the Bearkat Bites podcast, which is an extension of the Bearkat Bites newsletter, which you can see down there. The link's in the description. But because it's midweek CUSA, it is going to be a few special pregame shows. We might do a pregame next week before UTEP. I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. Last week went pretty good when we did the pregame show against New Mexico. So that was pretty cool right there. I'm going to try to lean in. You know, we're in the press box, so we got a lot of conversations going on, but we're going to make it work for you guys. And if you all cannot hear me just well enough, then let me know. Hop in the comments and make sure you sound off. I know a lot of you all are making your way down here to the homecoming for Sam Houston. You know what's really sad? Every other team that's playing in Conference USA, they get the fun midweek, weekday CUSA logo. Sam Houston doesn't get it. They're a guest here. Sam Houston doesn't even get it for their home game. There's no logo in the field. There's nothing that says weekday CUSA, but such is the life of a Houston stadium. If you've ever been to Toyota Center, you know what I'm talking about. But this is Sam Houston's home. I put homecoming game in quotations because it's 78 minutes from the beautiful, peaceful woods. It's here in the sticky, smelly, loud, and obtrusive bowels of Houston, Texas. So the Bearcats got to make it work. Tonight is Jacksonville, Alabama State. First of all, make sure if you want to get a Sam Houston tee, and we've seen a couple of people send in pictures about the Big Sam t-shirts. So if you want to wear those, if you want to get that and be a part of it, make sure that you hit the links in the description. We've already, mailed out a bunch of those. It's been very successful. So that's been pretty cool. So if you like that, make sure you go ahead, and if you become a year-long subscriber, which a few of you have, you're going to get the t-shirt, and you're going to get the surprise holiday gift, which I just ordered a day or so ago, so it is on its way. So if you want that surprise holiday-themed gift, make sure you go ahead and become a member year-round. There'll be other ways to get it as well. So what we have right now is the question of Sam Houston and their homecoming game. What can we really expect tonight? What can we really expect from the homecoming crowd or the game, the matchup? Well, it's against Jacksonville State, so one thing Sam Houston's going to have to do, let's see if they can stop the ball. And let's see if they can stop the ground game, all right? Let's see if they can stop some of the run. Now, what happened against Texas was concerning, but that's okay because they're a big P4 SEC team. What happened against New Mexico State was even more concerning because that was the team that was not running the ball very well before you faced them. So let's see if some of the front seven can adjust. Maybe some of that was just the whole thing was, hey, look, attack the quarterback, get the blitz. The Houston Texans kind of showed us how you can miss guys and you allow open lanes when you take the wrong type of pass to a blitz or a multi-man rush. So it's my assumption that maybe some of that's happening with Sam Houston. If they're able to, hopefully they're able to turn that around. I don't know. We're going to see. What else do we want to see? Can the receivers finally get on the same page with the quarterbacks? Quarterbacks actually played better. The bar was very low, but the quarterbacks did play better. The problem now is the receivers. They're not getting in open space. Either they're not quick enough or they're not really knowing the plays. We talked about it. Their receivers coach has only been on the job for a couple of months, and the growing pains have shown. What's that going to look like? The thing I'm most concerned about tonight is the offensive line for Sam Houston, because let me tell you something. Jacksonville State gets after it, man. That front seven is aggressive. See the tape from their Liberty game to open the season if you don't believe that, okay? Even, kind of see what they've done all year. So that's going to be the question. That's a huge thing to look for tonight. If the offensive line can hold up and allow Hunter Watson to hit some passes, allow a few runs by the running back, can some of this stuff finally happen? Because that left side of the offensive line, and I know Longo has been cycling in guys in and out. I don't know, man. That's got to be the main thing, making sure that your quarterbacks or whoever's back there is upright and still vertical at the end of tonight. It's an 8.5-point spread, guys. It's an 8.5-point spread. So I don't think Sam Houston covers that. They've been blown out in pretty much every game. They haven't played particularly close games. I don't think Hey, Carlos, what's going on, man? What's up, man? Hey, how you doing, brother? Yes, sir. Voice of the Bearkats right there. Carlos Zimmerman had a safe trip down here, clearly. Good stuff. But one thing that that we want to see is where's the fight of this team? They're in the meat of the Conference USA schedule. They lost the game. They looked bad in a game that you were hoping at minimum they'd at least look functional in and decent in. They did for parts, but not the entire game. So let's see what type of attitude that they have tonight. They're going to be back, quote, home, and that even coming down here has been a grind. So let's see what we've got. You know, I think it's going to be something like 37-17. No. 37-14. I think that's going to be the final tonight. Jacksonville State 37, Sam Houston 14. It's just going to be one of those hard nights, man. But you never know. It's midweek Conference USA, even though it's not shown there on the bright white paint on the field. So you never know what could really happen, right? Finally, some of you guys had a question. I got one from Cat Fun asking, was I going to talk about Bobby Williams and his endowment, the endowment fund that he put in. So shout out right there, Big Bill's Bobby. How about Bobby Williams and his wife putting up some money for the program, making sure that there's some things to keep them functional. You know, it's a good start. It's a great start, and hopefully it becomes habit forming if you're Sam Houston. Because, you know, you're one of those programs that wants to spin big, that wants to be that guy, but isn't necessarily, you know, aware of the clear path to get there. You know, because there's teams like Cal, like UCLA, even Rice. There's certain schools that they have the team, but they don't put a ton of money, and there's really no effort. There is a desire from many around Sam Houston to put a lot of money into this program, but the path just isn't there. You know, it's one of those special, unique positions to be in. And I think that's good what Bobby Williams did. It's got to keep going. It's got to keep going. I mean, right now, Sam Houston doesn't even have an equipment truck. I mean, you could call somebody right now and get that going. Call somebody right now and at least get that. You know, look good when you go places. Look good when you pull up here into Houston. You know, it shouldn't be no budget moving truck out there. You know what I'm saying? I posted a picture on the Twitter. You can see it of Jacksonville State's truck. They got it right there, and it's looking good. So let's see if Sam Houston continues to do that. The more they make their way through this Conference USA, this FBS journey, whatever that's going to look like in the coming seasons. But for tonight, quote, enjoy the game. I may be looking for one of you guys for a homecoming beer, depending on how it goes tonight. But be safe. Enjoy the night. We'll see you all. Take care and be safe.